As I stepped into the virtual reality realm transported to the dawn of humanity, I was struck by the sheer scale of Lomekwi's sprawling landscape. Towering acacia trees, their bark etched with ancient wisdom, stretched towards the sky like nature's own sentinels guarding the secrets of this timeless site. The rusted earth, worn smooth by the relentless passage of time, seemed to hold the whispers of a forgotten era. I felt as though the very fabric of history was unfolding before me like a tapestry woven by the gods. As I explored this ancient landscape, the virtual reality technology seamlessly transported me to a bygone era. The air was thick with the scent of acacia blooms, and the rustling of leaves provided a soothing background hum. I marveled at the sight of early hominids, their primitive faces a testament to the untold struggles they had faced in their quest for survival. They went about their daily routines unaware of the monumental impact their actions would have on the course of human history. I watched in awe as the early toolmakers set about their craft, carefully shaping stones into crude but effective instruments. The subtle nuances of their gestures, the deliberate precision with which they worked, spoke volumes about the cognitive leaps they had made. These early artisans were not just fabricating tools, they were crafting a new reality, one where their place in the world was no longer defined by instinct alone. As I delved deeper into the site, I stumbled upon a particularly intriguing find: an ancient flint tool, its surface etched with mysterious symbols. The air seemed to vibrate with an otherworldly energy, as if the very essence of this relic had been distilled into the fabric of time itself. I can't help but wonder what secrets this ancient artifact held, what mysteries it might whisper to those who listened with open hearts and minds. As I continued my exploration, the boundaries of time and space began to blur. I found myself standing alongside the early toolmakers, watching as they set about their daily tasks. The air was thick with the smell of damp earth and newly forged tools. I could feel the weight of their collective struggle, the tension that hung like a palpable mist over the landscape. As I walked among them, the early hominids seemed to sense my presence, their eyes flicking towards me with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. I felt as though they were sizing me up, trying to discern whether I was friend or foe. And yet, despite the language barrier that stood between us, I sensed a deep. As the sun began to set over Lomekwi, casting a golden glow over the ancient landscape, I found myself drawn into the heart of a fire where the toolmakers gathered to share stories and pass down knowledge. The flames danced and spat, casting shadows that seemed to take on lives of their own. I felt as though the very fabric of history was being woven before my eyes as the early hominids shared tales of their struggles and triumphs. In that moment, I realized the profound impact that these ancient tools had on the cognitive development of our species. They were more than just mere objects, they were keys that unlocked new pathways of thought, bridges that spanned the chasm between instinct and intellect. And it was this realization that sent me hurtling through the annals of time, hurtling towards the dawn of a new era. As I emerged from the virtual reality realm, I found myself back in the present, surrounded by my colleagues and the hum of modern technology. But my mind was still reeling from the secrets I had uncovered, still buzzing with the energy of Lomekwi's ancient landscape. I knew that my journey was far from over, that I had merely scratched the surface of a mystery that would continue to unfold like the petals of a flower over the course of human history. As I delved deeper into the mysteries of Lomekwi, I began to unravel the threads of a far greater tapestry, one that spoke to the very essence of who we are as a species. And it was this realization that sent me hurtling through the ages, driven by a hunger to uncover the secrets that lay hidden beneath Lomekwi's dusty surface. Over the next few days, I spent hours poring over the data I had collected, analyzing the symbolism etched into ancient tools. I delved into the stories of early hominids, seeking to understand the context in which they had lived. And as I did, the threads of history began to weave together, forming a tapestry that spoke to the very heart of human development. I began to see the early toolmakers not just as artisans, but also innovators, individuals who had dared to challenge the status quo, who had risked everything to forge new pathways of thought. And it was this realization that sent me hurtling through the ages, driven by a hunger to understand the profound impact of their work. As I continued my exploration, the boundaries of time and space began to blur once more. I found myself transported to a future era where the descendants of those early toolmakers had evolved into a new species, one that was driven by a hunger for knowledge and bound together by a shared quest for understanding. And it was in this future era that I encountered a figure who would change the course of my journey forever, a wise and wizened individual who had spent his life unraveling the secrets of Lomekwi. He was an archaeologist with eyes that twinkled like the stars on a clear night, and he spoke to me in a voice that was both ancient and eternal, saying, "The secrets of Lomekwi are not just ancient relics, but a window into the very soul of humanity. They speak to our capacity for innovation and to the boundless potential that lies within us." And it is this realization that will drive us forward as we continue to explore the mysteries of our past and to forge a new future for ourselves. As I listened to his words, the threads of history began to weave together once more. I saw the early toolmakers, their faces set with determination as they worked to craft a new reality. I saw the descendants of those toolmakers, their eyes shining with a hunger for knowledge as they reached out to the stars. And I saw myself standing at the crossroads of time, with the secrets and mysteries of Lomekwi unfolding before me like a tapestry. And it was in that moment, as the threads of history converged, that I knew my journey was far from over. For I had only scratched the surface of a mystery that would continue to unfold like the petals of a flower over the course of human history. And it was this realization that sent me hurtling forward, driven by a hunger to uncover the secrets that lay hidden beneath Lomekwi's dusty surface.